And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have our Canadian Protoss player, our blue Protoss representing Basilisk. Who it is, Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player. For Team Liquid, it is SKillous. Here we go. So we are going to be jumping into this and getting to our lower semifinals. Again, in the upper semis, we just had Bjorn. Bjorn does advance onto the grand finals. He's waiting for the winner here of our next series. Bjorn is waiting for the winner of this PvP. Regardless, it is going to be a Protoss up against Bjorn. Will it be Trigger? Will it be SKillous? Up to you to decide. As if you're in the chats, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think is going to advance onto the grand finals. Will it be one Protoss or the other? Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As we do settle in. Gotta root for my Osu, brother. God damn it. Trigger does have an Osu problem. He plays a lot of Osu. A lot of Osu. SMH, my head. Not the only one. I think there are some other players that they warm up by playing Osu. They warm up their fingers. I say warm up, Trigger, he just plays. Osu King. Let's do settle in. Again, it's gonna be a 2-gate opener. Oh, actually, yeah, 2-gate opener here out of SKillous. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of Trigger as well. Problem is why he's so good. Clearly, true. As SKillous, he does hide his third pylon. Actually, hello. SKillous setting up a proxy. Setting up for a proxy in the center of the map. Interesting location here for SKillous. Does keep his probe on patrol. And show us the Robo. The Robo has been thrown down. Trigger, he expands. Meanwhile, SKillous is going for the cheese. He's going for the all-in. Trigger, he does move back with his probe and oh, will he scout this? He will. Trigger, he sees this instantly as this is the main scouting path, by the way. So bold location there for SKillous. Trigger is aware of what's going on. He does see everything. And Trigger, he will confirm the lack of expansion, of course. As we do have another gateway in the main. One base all in. So one way or another, SKillous, he is going to end the game. Either he kills Trigger or he dies trying. Trigger back at home trying to set up a defense. Shield batteries are on the way. We'll see if Trigger can hold. We'll see if he can survive this. Let's go. Let us go. There's more reinforcements on the way. Immortal production has begun. It's all or nothing here for SKillous. We're now poking in. With this, he can reinforce with a warp prism, so he can juggle back, so he can warp in across the map and also save his units. Control his immortals. Here comes that prism. So he can micro. He can juggle. Meanwhile, the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Trigger, as he responds with his own Robo, with his own immortal production. So the immortals are on the way. See if Trigger can hold. Stay thread in the shade. Prism has arrived. More immortals are on the way. So far, Trigger is keeping up. So plenty of force fields. Again, sentries this early on are ideal to slicing up the army. Adepts stay thread in the shade towards the main. Main army does catch out one of the Stalkers. Nice catch. One Stalker goes down. But the shield batteries, they keep everything else alive. Immortal does move out. Running out of force fields. Still a couple of sentries left over. Oh! Here's him taking a couple of hits. Nicely done locking down the army. Immortal barely saved. Trigger here extends Ramon, has to back off, comes in with his own prism. And Trigger's holding. He is holding on. A second Immortal does rock in. Oh. Nice wall. Trigger, he does wall off in time. Immortals into the main. Trigger, can he split up? As the Immortals, they do take control of the main base. Trigger getting pulled apart here. Does try to maintain himself. Does focus towards that main. No anti-air. So far, nice juggling. Does save the Immortals. Depths they bust into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Prism takes a lot of hits. Takes a lot of damage, but does survive. Prism survives. SKillous, he pulls out. Ooh, and despite the damage that was done, despite losing 3 probes, Trigger, he did pull away his workers. He does preserve his mineral line. Still ahead. Still is ahead in economy. And does shade in time. Again, a shade cannot get past another shade of an opposing adept. So you can body block with your own shades. Nice moves out of Trigger. A little bit late this time. Oh, does he wall? Whew, just barely. Barely does wall up. Once again, locks down the armor with those force fields. Trigger, he saves all his sentries. Doesn't save the adept. Doesn't save the sentries. Moves in. The Immortals are very low. God, the Immortals are low for SKillous. And he wants one. Can he get it? Once again, nice force fields. Immortal goes down. Down to 2. Massive pickup. Trigger, he has to pull away. Does pull back. Toys are being pulled. Yeah, Trigger can take the fight. He's up in Immortals. Trigger, he has an overwhelming army. Ooh, barely does not lock down the Immortal, though. Yeah, barely not. Has to pull back. Gets so close to bringing him down. And Trigger, he has momentum. He has held. Shuts down the main army. Only 2 Immortals survive. And Trigger, he holds. He will hold. He will take a lead. Chases down the Stalker. And he's going for the production. Does send it across the map. Oh my god. The control takes out an Immortal. He gets 1. He gets 2. There's 1 left. Goes to the warp pin. Get an intense micro battle. Trigger, he does take it in the end. Recalls back home. Miss Rally. Oh. Yeah, rough miss rally here from Trigger. Bleeds out a Stalker. SKillous, he's not out of this yet. Just try to shade past. The shade is denied. And we get a full surround. GG gets called. Trigger, he will hold. And Trigger, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Okay, nice control there by Trigger. He was able to keep up. He was able to, more importantly, maintain his army, save his units, force field as well. Very efficient fights out of Trigger, and Trigger takes a lead. Does take a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. Jumping into game 2 here, and as a reminder, it's going to be SKillous' map of choice. You can get this map of choice here, coming into game 2. An Osu and DDR addiction. Gold old days. Life was a lot simpler. Let's go. I had the DDR PS2 floor mats back in the day. That was back in like 2001, I want to say. Back in 2001, 2002-ish maybe. Long time ago. Like plug it into the PS2. Play some DDR. Both the metal ones for the PS3. Let's go. Ah. I remember that came out around the same time as the Yahei toy. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of top right-hand corner of Sandworm, we have our blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. SingStar in my case. Had my karaoke episode. Let's go. Let's go. Nah, I didn't quite get into SingStar. It was I think the rate of progression was like DDR and like the iToy came out initially, then SingStar, and then after that it was like Rock Band. There was like Guitar Hero, Rock Band. That was like right after that. We had our little Rock Band crew. Then we had the mic, the drum sets, and the guitar. It's beautiful. Well, it wouldn't be Rock Band, it was Guitar Hero, yeah. Yeah. Good times. do they still do that? Are they still like modern like Guitar Heroes being released? I don't think so. What happened? Ah. Oh my god. Early to mid 2000s. Crazy time. Crazy. Crazy time. But now that we're settling into our PvP, once again, 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Trigger, likewise 2-gate opener out of SKillous. This time SKillous, he will hide his second pylon. You can see here, Trigger, he goes in for the scout. He is looking for the pylon, and it is nowhere to be found. We can see, though, it is hidden here at the left-hand location. Again, it is a fake proxy pylon. This is designed to force an overreaction out of Trigger, as SKillous is just moving out with a delayed probe scout. Trigger back across the map, opening up double Stalker. Much more aggressive start out of Trigger as he is searching. Looking for any kind of signs of an expansion. Stalker does pop. Trigger pulls away. And with that pylon block skills, he will delay the expansion. Will delay the Nexus. Trigger opening up double Stalker into a third and fourth Stalker, which means he'll most likely move out. Hyper aggression. So he does claim his natural. Probe, ooh, does try to dip in. Trigger, he doesn't quite see any kind of expansion. No setup yet. Does he move out? Looks like he's pushing towards the left. Double sentry behind this. Skill's going for a later expansion, but he's waiting on the high ground. Meanwhile, Trigger, he does actually skirt around the edge. He avoids that main ramp. He avoids the main army. SKillous through the center, and Trigger, he sneaks by. He does slip by. Heads towards the main. SKillous, I mean, both armies in a way kind of out of position. They will hit each other. And what are we going for? Who recalls first? Oh, nice force field. Does force through the ramp. Likewise, Sentry is not quite in position here back at home. Sentries are going down though. Stalker survives. Uh-oh. And the pylon is under fire. Back at home, there we go. Does force a recall. Pylon goes down. Better trade for Trigger. Takes down the pylon, takes down 2 workers, takes down the sentries. Yeah, 2 sentries, a Stalker, a pylon, 2 probes. Trigger does come out ahead. Does come out ahead. Blink is on the way for SKillous. Meanwhile, Trigger, he just reinforces. He warps in extra Stalkers. He delays his own tech, goes for a Robo Opener, and he pushes. And Trigger, he might have too much. He does have that supply lead. Diving in the army. He does force field him in. And this might just be too much. Yeah, the Stalkers are going down one after the other. GG gets caught. SKillous gets caught out. And Trigger, he will take the 2-0. GG. GG, well played. SKillous took a risk earlier pushing across the map. He was forced to recall. It was not worth it. SKillous did not get enough damage done. Likewise, he took a lot of losses back at home. And again, despite the recall, he was not able to defend, or he wasn't able to maintain his losses. He got caught with his pants down. Remember, he had no blink. He had no way to get out of those force fields. He was caught with his pants down. GG. GG. The pants were down, papi. The pants were down. And Trigger, he will claim the series, will advance on. And with that, Trigger will face off against Bjorn in the grand finals. GG. GG. Well played. As we are heading over to the Korean server for that best of 5.